And now for Blade Backpacko, our all blades department. What do you think about a nice work chopper? Here's the Nata by Silky. So, Silky produces work tools, and these are also the Nata. Not toys for the woods, not tactical gear, but real tools for those who work in the woods, for those who deal with vegetation every day, for several hours. On Backpacko, you can already find all the Silky saws. You're seeing them on screen. They're amazing and available for you. Have you ever heard the story of Silky, this brand that we have on Backpacko and that we use every time in the woods? Well, I think it's important, really important, to understand what we have in our hands. Well, Silky is obviously a company that even the walls know this, boasting a long history of producing high-quality tools. It was founded in 1919 by Katsuji Miyawaki, and the company started its activity producing high-quality razors. Then, in 1953, Silky expanded its production to include saws, work tools, and it immediately became a leader in the industry. Silky saws are known for their exceptional quality and are primarily used worldwide by professionals in various fields, including gardening, construction, and as far as we're concerned, hiking and adventure. All Silky tools, including the Nata, are made in Japan. As for my impressions of the Nata, well, I have to tell you right away that there are, roughly speaking, two versions of the Nata. One is the traditional version with an asymmetric bevel, and the other is the Outback, with a symmetric bevel, very similar to the choppers we're used to using. I've played more with this one with the symmetric bevel, because it works better than an axe. And the really impressive thing is that it doesn't tire or hurt your arm. In short, the Nata brings together all the Japanese technology for polymers and steels in one product. Fantastic! Sure, it weighs a bit, guys, but in the end, the difference with an axe isn't the weight, it's the ability to use it longer. And the sheath of the Nata is exceptional. We'll talk about it shortly. Before we continue, let's see what our friend Floriano from the Tagliagole Park thinks about the Silky Nata Outback that he reviewed for us.
Guys, the Silky Nata 240, which I honestly didn't expect to be this high-performing. High-performing, especially in splitting wood with incredible power, but also being 730 grams of knife. Guys, it won't tire you out. This is the strength of a work tool created not for messing around in the woods but for chopping wood. This knife won't wear you out. It's something impressive that works amazingly, guys. Thanks, Floriano. We also talked about it in the live session. If you didn't catch the live with Floriano, well, check it out because you absolutely shouldn't miss it.
So, the Nata are designed as tools for processing wood without any frills. The bluing of the Silky Nata Outback is a serious passivation, ideal for protecting it from fresh vegetation residues that would end up oxidizing the blade. The handle is removable. Here underneath, the entire back of the handle detaches. Take it easy, please. It doesn't forgive, and then with a bit of patience, you can detach it all and even replace it. To insert it, follow this little tooth closely, do it like this, and it's done, guys. Then press it well, and everything magically falls into place. The sheath of the Nata is fantastic. First of all, it's detachable from the belt loop, which is essential because if you don't need it at that moment, you can keep the loop on your belt and just set the circ down next to your backpack. You can put it in your backpack or take it off your belt if it's a bit heavy. When you need to work, just reinsert the clip and it's done, guys. You have this button made of all modern materials, resistant to wear. Even this part of the sheath is made of aluminum. Fantastic! As you can see, it doesn't have retention, but it's designed to keep the knife inside and pull it out easily. Imagine being at work, or even on an outing. You pull out the Nata, do a bit of cleaning, gather some wood for the fire, then set it aside, tidy up, and start again. And this is the convenience of having such an easily usable sheath. This way, you won't leave the Silky stuck somewhere, looking all cool. And then a friend walks by and cuts their femoral artery. The study of the geometry of these choppers is top-notch. In fact, if you look at the profile of the blade from this side, you can see how the greater weight is concentrated in this area, in the last quarter of the blade's length. This is because if I had to work with wood, you can be sure that's exactly where I would end up striking. Look at the angle between the handle and the blade. It's not insignificant. It's extremely important. We had also seen it on Daniele Del Canto's Creos. A similar solution had already been seen with Daniele Del Canto's Creosan, the compadre flow by Bach. They are two work tools, and coincidentally, they all take this setup here. If you like it, if you need it, it also works with a fire starter. Absolutely, the spine is sharp-edged, so bang. You can start a fire right away. No problem with regular belts, and no issues with tactical belts either. Just make sure to pass the buckle through properly. And there you go, you can easily wear your gear. Then, of course, when you don't need it, let me show you again. It's a unique thing. Just detach everything, and you're free from the weight. What's important to know about the classic Silky Nata, which comes in a 180 version and also a 240 version, is that it has an asymmetric bevel. So, on this side, it's completely flat, while on this side, the bevel and the edge develop. Why? Because it's convenient. For clearing branches, it can definitely be fun. In the woods. However, if you're only going to buy one and want the tool we're more used to, I definitely recommend the Outback Silky Nata. Because it's more similar to an axe, a fun and solid chopper that helps us work well in the woods. But if you want to experiment with a new geometry, something new, something a bit unusual for us who might not have much experience with asymmetric bevels, well guys, it's a good opportunity to try the classic Silky Nata. Anyway, let's take a look at the differences. I was saying the classic Silky Nata is for cutting branches and stripping bark. You can also work with it this way. This model has a blade that is 180 millimeters long. It has a single edge, and clearly, as you can see, it's made of steel. The handle is the same. They call this type of handle janky. It's always made of polymer, super comfortable, and designed to absorb vibrations. Guys, the vibration that runs along a blade like this when it hits wood, maybe dry or hard, is really annoying. Only with a great handle will this vibration be dampened, and it won't cause problems for your hands, joints, or articulations. If you've ever worked with hatchets that have a wooden handle, or a poorly made handle, you definitely know what I'm talking about. If you've been in the woods playing with choppers that have a G10 handle, you definitely know what I'm talking about. Instead, a work tool is designed with a handle that helps us throughout the day, super non-slip, soft, and just right for absorbing those damn vibrations. The dimensions of the Nata 180 are 385 millimeters in length and 45 millimeters in blade height, with a weight of 750 grams. Now, let's talk about the Outback Cook, which I mentioned is always useful for cutting branches, cleaning, debarking, and especially for some serious wood splitting. It's definitely a blade suitable for fresh wood, with a length of 240 millimeters, a double or symmetrical edge, to be precise. The coating is black oxide, which is a passivation, and it has a janky handle made of advanced polymer, comfortable, soft, non-slip, and dampens vibrations. The total length is 460 millimeters, with a blade height of 45 millimeters, and it weighs 960 grams. Who are these tools intended for, guys? They are intended for those who want to work or have fun in the woods without having to see the physical therapist the following week. So what can I tell you? We could definitely compare the classic one with the Outback, but I think the differences are already clear. I have a blast with the Outback. It's big, it's hefty, it works well, and with one of these and maybe a super light knife like an island, like a backpack light, or a food spatula, I can process all the wood I need for both fire and bushcraft construction for fun. It's a tool worth trying because it's different from an axe, but in my opinion, it's much more versatile. Of course, if you want to go a bit lighter, check out all the Silky saws you see passing on the screen. They cut wood just the same. We've always brought them along. It's not as fun as splitting with the Nata, not at all, but it's lighter and still works. Now, if you're looking for a chopper, take a look at our awesome choppers, Selbans, Doberman, Buckrow, Brunald. We have something for everyone. Check them out. No, the Selbans isn't a chopper. It's a machete. It's different. Guys, if you also like going into the woods and playing with little logs, and if you love awesome choppers, then subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the bell so you'll get a notification every time a new video is ready. And if you happen to miss me during the day, you can find me on all social media, so follow me, subscribe, friend me, and I'll see you around.